Alright, so we're going to be changing a tire on this Ford Bronco. See the tire's flat right there. Spare on the back. First thing we want to do is set our emergency brake so it doesn't roll. And that is right here. Open up the door, pull this, you'll hear it. And then also up here on the dash in red letters, it'll say brake. Okay, and that's so your vehicle does not roll and fall off of the jack, so that's super important. And then we'll open up our back here, and then in the back open up this compartment, and under here you have your factory jack and all the rods that you need to undo your lug nuts. Undo this wing nut right here, screw that like so, get that out, move that out of the way. Then you get your rods out right here, and then unscrew this wing nut over here, and that'll get your jack out. Okay, and now you can pick up the jack, kind of move it out of there. Oh, it looks like we got to move this funnel first. All right. All right, and so underneath the vehicle there are 2 jacking points on each side, so 4 total. Our flat is in the back, so our jacking point is going to be here in the rear. We'll come underneath here, open up our jack like so. This is the bottom, this is the top of the jack, and then I'm going to go right underneath this right here, which is like the control arm frame, because it's the lowest point and it's steel. You could go right here to the frame, but that's much higher. We don't want to have to jack it up that high. It'll take forever. Probably run out of jack as well. It only lifts so far, you know. So screw it like this until you can get to that bottom plate right there, nice and flat, and it'll fit right in that groove right there. And then now that we've got it set and it's locked in, we can go ahead and start jacking it up. Now if it was the front of the vehicle, the jacking point would be right here where this arrow's pointing on the frame, and you'd put it right under there, which they probably want you to go to the frame pad right here, but like I said, you're going so far that you probably run out of jack before it lifts off. And right here is nice and hard and steel, and it won't hurt it, so that should work too. Alright, so we open up our little kit here, get all of our rods out, and our lug wrench. Connect these together like so, big square to little square. And then the little thing will pop through that hole to lock it in. You got them all locked together. You take this T side here and put that into the jack like so. Oh, like so. A little difficult at the angle I had it. Let's change the angle. Try it again. Try it again. There we go. Finally got it in there. So it should lock in like that. And then you'll take this end here and slide it over. All right, so to get the spare off, just take our lug wrench, stick it in here, turn it lefty loosey. This reverse camera's in our way, which it'll make it a pain in the butt, but basically that's all you got to do is just keep cranking it. Probably can get your finger in there and get it done a little faster, and take those 3 off and you're good to go. Okay, so because I do this for a living, I have an impact, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit. 3/4 inch socket or 19 millimeter, same thing, and take it off a little bit quicker. Before you jack the vehicle up, take your lug wrench, put it in here, turn it lefty. If you can't break it loose by your hand, just step on it. Lefty, loosey. Put it back on again, step on it again, and that'll break them loose. Now you got all the lug nuts broken loose, you can start to raise the vehicle off of the ground. Just take this, connect it to the end square, like so, and hold it with one hand and crank it with the other. Alright, so you can see how scary those factory jacks are when they're raised all the way up. So imagine if you have to go to the frame, which is like another 7 or 8 inches. You're going to run out in the back of lift, and then also you're going to be fully extended, which is going to make it fall. So you just lift the wheel and roll it out of the way. Time to remove the center cap, so that way when you put it on the back, the reverse camera doesn't knock it off and make it fall and hit the ground. And then you can also put it on your spare real quick. Just take a jack handle or one of those rods and pop it out. And just take it, place it in there, give it a smack, and just roll your new one in. Take your lug nuts, screw them on by hand, righty-tighty, and do like 2 or 3 threads at least, and that'll make sure they screw on properly. You don't want to start it with the lug wrench or an impact. Then once you get them all on, just start with one, any one you want, and then tighten opposite across from it. So if you start here, you would go here next. If you started here, you go here next. Start here, you go here next. Just a cross pattern to seat the wheel correctly. Then after you get them all tight, then just go all the way around. I'm going to use my impact for this because I'm kind of wore out from that factory jack already. See, cross pattern, like so. And then after you get them tight, like that, you go all the way across. Then you go all the way across. And you go all the way across. And across. Now, of course, if you're using this lug wrench, it's the same thing, just a lot harder. See here, that's what got us, was a screw. So that should be repairable because it's in the middle of the tire. So should be able to fix that. And then just crank it down, right off, and then check it after it's on the ground. Make sure it's completely tight using the same cross pattern. Just gonna take this flat and put it on the back, line up that hole right there with the reverse camera, and then the 2 studs on the top. So you want to have it set up to where you have the 2 studs right here facing up as you go in. And then just snug them in. They don't have to be super tight, just tight enough to not come off, but you don't have to impact it really hard on these or tighten them really hard. So there you go, you've changed your first tire on your Bronco. Pretty simple and easy, guys. Hope this video helped you out. Please consider liking and subscribing, sharing it with somebody that may need it. Until next time, you'll see me on the next video. Bye.